Hello, and welcome to Covert Castaway. I'm Holly.
Je suis Stéphane.
Join us as we share what we learn and how we're making the transition to liveaboard cruising. Well, we are officially homeless. We just did our Haulout a few days ago, and yeah, what a nail biter that was. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there was the first nail biter was how wide the entrance for the Haulout was. So our boat is 7.7 meters and probably was like 8.8 meters. Yeah, probably. So it was just not enough for a fender.
Yeah, on either side.
Yeah.
So that was a really interesting experience. I remember walking over there and looking at the, I don't know what you call it, a parking spot where you kind of put the boat, where they can kind of put the straps under it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whoa, this is really tight. And yeah, we did the math and we were, I mean, you can't even fit a fender. And it's concrete on both sides.
Yeah, so it's not like, I don't know, anything soft, like if you touch.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought they would have put some kind of plastic bumper around it on the inside, but I don't know. So we brought the boat over, kind of had it at the fuel dock waiting there. And then I just was possessed about like getting some kind of bumpers. So I pulled out the
inflatables.
Yeah, the inflatable bumpers, 6 of them. And I was just hell-bent. I was going to put those on the sides of the entry, which I did. They were kind of halfway blown up, so it was something. But we were really lucky because we had a nice, calm day. There was no wind, and the water was pretty flat.
They do this in the morning because there is no wind.
Yeah.
And then they know what they're doing, so they're helping out to guide the boat.
Yeah. So at first, I thought you were going to like have me do it. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The last docking experience it was windier than I would have liked. It wasn't the way I wanted to end the season. I wanted kind of a perfect docking experience, and it was a little...
Well, you did dock the boat at the fuel dock.
Yeah, that's true. But there was no wind. Well, I guess that's the thing.
It doesn't matter. It
the conditions are different.
As a good docking to close the season.
Yeah, that's true. My fuel dock was really good. And so then I said to you the night before, I think you should do it. Mm. So, yeah. So, so we pulled the boat in. They had you sort of aim straight for the side of the...
Well, slowly, I can only aim one side. And then you have people.
Yeah.
Like, so I know as long as I bring the bow close to them, then they can adjust. So it was a matter of going slow and then after that, just kind of
hope for the best.
Yeah, you still need to, from the bow all the way, get the boat in. So you need to kind of get the boat to move forward. But
yeah. So I wasn't on the boat at this time because I was busy trying to get the fenders up. And then suddenly I see you and you're pulling it in and I'm like, wait, don't you need me on the boat? And you were like just doing it.
I was like, okay, let's just do this. And you were busy with the fenders and I'm like, okay, I'll just get the boat and get it in. And then that's one more person to kind of adjust the boat as needed. Yeah. So I was like, well, that's
we just didn't talk it through like, true teamwork teams would do that. But anyway,
you were busy. Yeah. I was like, let's get that done.
So anyway, they were great. We're again at Cache Marina and the boat came in, it didn't touch. There were a bunch of people handling the boat. And they put the straps underneath and up she went into the air. And that was just so weird, seeing the boat out of the water and like, whoa, it just looks so fragile when it's up that high.
Mm-hmm. It's weird until the next day you see that they haul out a gullet. And then you're like, oh, this is massive.
Yes.
And then yesterday I saw the lift is rated for 100 ton.
And they did like 4 straps on those boats. So the Gullets are these huge wood kind of traditional boats. They're everywhere in Turkey, and they're gigantic. And they came into these spots, and I don't know how they fit. And they pulled them out, and I walked up and saw one up in the air, and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah, then you're like, oh, why did we worry?
I know. And then it's like sort of next
like
to our boat. Yeah. And it's like beep, beep. You know, it just seems like a really tiny boat.
They're probably like, no big
I know.
deal. Like,
meanwhile, I'm frazzled. Anyway, so we put the boat in its little parking spot, and we've been getting it all gussied up and polished, and it's cool to see the copper bottom and kind of check all that out. Mm-hmm. We got the props.
Reapply some prop speed.
Yeah.
Change the anodes. Doing obviously all the servicing for the engines, generator, outboard. I don't know, long list of things to go through.
There's a little nicks in the gel coat here and there that we're trying to clean up. And, we're trying to make it look nice because, we are selling the boat, and we did list it. And, we want it to be in good shape if someone comes to look at it this winter. And that's probably a different podcast episode about the whole experience listing
it. It's already in good shape. It's more like, little things.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Exactly. So, so the Haulout experience was for me, it was like quite stressful. You looked fine. You didn't look too worried. But we're now in a Airbnb, in a little condo overlooking Cache.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful here. We just had 2 or 3 days of thunder and lightning storms, first big rain, and it's actually getting cool. So
but now the temperatures it cooled down. Now it's warming back up. It's very nice. I mean, you have breakfast outside on the balcony and just shorts.
Well, at night we bust out the jackets. That's kind of new.
Yeah, but like layer jackets. It's not like just a layer.
It's cold for us. It's like a little bit at night, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's still really, really nice.
Pro tip, when you're booking an Airbnb in Turkey, before you book, make sure you check where the mosque is, because we have a mosque that's just a couple blocks away, which we don't mind, but they do their first call to prayer at the crack of dawn, which isn't when we want to wake up, so that's kind of a bummer. But
I don't think there's a way around it. Like if you're in,
there's just so many mosques everywhere. I guess that's the point.
And then it's quiet, but you have those speakers that are blasting through the town. I mean, we can hear this all the way to the marina. Here we're closer.
Yeah. Anyway,
so it's just
during the day, it kind of just fades into the background. It's actually kind of peaceful to listen to. I don't mind it at all. But at the crack of dawn, what's funny is it makes the dogs bark and howl.
Yeah, they howl.
So that's kind of funny.
Even during the day, you walk around and some dogs are howling with the call to prayer.
Yeah.
And I think there are different calls. Like the one in Phoenix seemed to be maybe like a recording, very repetitive. This one seems to be like...
he says different stuff.
And so it's kind of like a little
song. Yeah.
And I don't know what he says, but it sounds a little bit different at times.
Yeah.
And so at least it's not as repetitive.
Yeah. Anyway, and that's part of, enjoying different cultures and the way they do things and stuff. But yeah, Cache is it was popping here last weekend because they had a big
Republic Day.
So it's sort of in the U.S. it would be our equivalent of 4th of July, I suppose. And I mean, there were zillions. That was a lot of people, and they're so just like us, I guess, in the U.S. waving flags and stuff. They're really into it, and there were fireworks and concerts and
it's still very recent history. That I think it's like 98 years this year. So I think in 2 years, that'll be like 100 years. That'll probably be like, if you want to come to Turkey, like double check my dates. But I think it might be the 100-year anniversary of Republic Day.
Yeah.
And so that would be huge. But they were like concert for 2 nights and fireworks and
people on the streets. And
the sailboats from the marina all like did a parade, and I mean it's it's a big thing.
Yeah, it was really cool. And so that was really fun to see. But now it's starting to slow down. The businesses are starting to kind of shut for the winter. So it's sad.
I thought it was going to, because people told us like, oh, after Republic Day, that the town shuts down. And we talked to a couple of restaurants and say, yeah, after this weekend, and we were closing for the winter and reopen in April. So I was like, oh, where are we going to like go out and eat? And
our falafel stand shut too, so that was kind of a bummer.
But it seems like at least for another week, some of those are open, but who knows how much longer. Mm-hmm. And maybe a little longer, because I heard in Moscow and Russia, they're basically locking down because of COVID. And the podcast I was listening to, there was a lot of Russian coming to Turkey. Mm-hmm. And so the more wealthy people might just make a trip to Turkey during this lockdown. So,
who knows?
Maybe they'll keep the restaurants open a little longer for that extra tourism.
Yeah, but we're going to, over the next couple weeks, we're going to turn into nomads a little bit. We're excited to go visit Cappadocia, which is more inland. And please Google it. When you see the pictures, it'll blow your mind. And we've been told by people who've seen the pictures and it blew their mind in the pictures that actually in person, it's like 10 times better. So we're super excited.
Check YouTube.
Yeah. There's good stuff there. So we'll keep you updated on that trip. And just like any other time, thank you so much for listening. And if you have any topics you want us to cover, please shoot those over to us at sailingowen@gmail.com. Fair winds for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, please subscribe, like, or share with another covert castaway. Fair winds for now.